Oh yeah. Forget we're doing this.
3, 2, 1, and action.
There we go. What we're making today could be known as like the official dish of Houston. There's banh mi shops everywhere. Chicken banh mi, meatball banh mi, pork banh mi, tofu banh mi. So I'm going to help you build your own at home. Hey guys, I'm Isabel. I'm from Houston, the melting pot of Texas, and I'm here to help you cheat your way through your favorite Asian recipes. Scene. So what we're actually making today are two of the main components of a really good banh mi. So banh and banh mi means bread. So we've got this gorgeous, crusty French bread. French bread is all over Vietnam. There's a ton of French influence there, and you can really see it come out in this banh mi. And so we are making the pickled carrots and daikon. Arguably, that's my favorite part of a banh mi. You can fill it with everything else, get creative, but it has to have a really good pickled carrot. So I'm gonna show you how I like it. And if you've never heard of a daikon, it's kind of another root, really great root veggie. You can find it in a lot of Asian recipes. They put it in soups. It stays nice and crunchy. Works really, really well in a pickle. If you can't find daikon, radishes work too. Turnips work as well. And then also, they put this gorgeous, luscious, buttery spread. It's kind of a cross between a butter and a mayo. Super easy. You probably have all of those ingredients already. It keeps in the fridge. You can put it on whatever sandwich you want. So what you want are matchstick shapes. Get them pre-cut if you can. But I'm just gonna quickly slice these. But keeping it square like this kind of, doesn't let it slide around. And since we want those matchstick shapes. All right, so I wanna cut them like this first. Kind of looks like a potato inside. I don't recommend using potatoes in this recipe, but it's a little bit see-through. It's really, really watery. It just takes on a lot of good flavor when you pickle them. And this is a quick pickle. You can find other recipes where you pickle and brine and you leave it overnight and stuff. We're keeping it easy, so I'm just gonna show you how to whip this up really quickly and you can build your sandwich. This carrot's kind of small, so I'm gonna just work with what I can. And you want kind of these shapes like this. Keep your carrot at this angle, and you want like a 45-degree angle with your knife, and then just slice away. I like a lot of crunch, so I'm keeping them kind of a bigger size. If you've had banh mi from a banh mi shop, sometimes they're even like really shredded. It's really your call. But you want them to pickle at the same speed, so I'm trying to keep them at similar sizes. Big sis tip, if you're worried about things kind of wobbling all over your cutting board, cut a piece of it off first, so you have a flat surface to work on. It keeps things stable, that way you're safe when you're slicing and dicing. And that tip is for myself because I am very clumsy, and that's okay. You can still cook if you're as clumsy as I am. As I slice my finger off. Just kidding. Go ahead and put your veggies in a bowl. And what I'm gonna do is just sprinkle it with salt. So salt is that first step of the pickling process. It's gonna start changing the texture, changing the flavor. It's gonna release a lot of that moisture. That way when you put it in the pickling liquid, all of those tasty flavors will be sucked right in. There you go. Just use your hands, make sure everything has some salt on it. There's gonna be salt in the pickling liquid too, but just a little pinch here will do ya. So once that water comes to a little bit of a boil, I'm gonna add some white vinegar. Today I'm using coconut vinegar just because that's something I always have in my kitchen. As a Filipino, it's a staple, but I'm applying it to this awesome Vietnamese dish too. So about double the water to vinegar, and then we're gonna put quite a bit of sugar. When you bite into a banh mi and you get those pickled carrots, there's that really nice sweetness to it. So we're gonna put that sugar in there. And once all of that is combined, we're going to add our veggies to the mix. Maybe just a pinch of salt too. There we go. So once that sugar dissolves and it starts to simmer just a little bit, you know everything is incorporated and this brining liquid is ready to go. If you want to keep this in your fridge, if you're not quite ready to eat it, put this in a jar instead, pour that liquid over and seal it, let it cool, put it in your fridge. It'll keep for about a week or so, and you'll have that ready to put on your sandwiches. I'm ready to eat mine today, so I'm showing you the quicker version. I'm gonna add our veggies, As long as you have enough liquid to cover everything, that's all you need. Now, all you have to do is take it off the heat. I'm gonna put this cover on. It just needs to hang out for about 15, 20 minutes at least to start soaking up those tasty flavors. While that's hanging out, we're going to work on our bo, or it's B-O, that's how you spell it, but it's kind of a happy marriage between a butter and a mayo, and it's amazing. I always ask for extra when I'm ordering my banh mi. Big sis tip, if you are going out for banh mi and you're paying more than $3 to $4 for it, go somewhere else. Come to Houston. I will show you where to go, okay? So we're actually just going to use egg yolks. All right, don't be afraid to use your hands. I'm letting... Shut up. There we go. So one, and then another big sis tip I'm gonna tell you with my eggy hands. Use a flat surface to crack your eggs. If you're using the corner of something, I know we're all taught to do it that way, but that gives you a higher chance of the shells getting in your egg mixture, and you don't want that. So do that. See if I can get it right this time. There we go. And two. This is super simple. Once you have your 2 egg yolks, get a mason jar that you can fit your immersion blender in. This is how I do it. You can also whisk it by hand. It'll take a little bit more time. It'll still be just as tasty, and I'll kind of show you what to look out for if you do it that way. You need about 1/4 cup of canola oil or any kind of neutral oil that doesn't have a ton of flavor, because what you want is just the richness from those egg yolks. And a pinch of salt. So a nice hefty bit of salt, because there is a lot of fat in here and you need that salt to kind of cut through and give it a little bit more flavor. And how you do this mayo situation in an immersion blender is you start at the bottom, turn it on, don't move, okay? So you can kind of see it kind of thicken up. And then once you see that change start to happen, you can slowly start moving your immersion blender up. There you go. All right, there we go. Look at that. So if you are whisking it by hand, keep whisking and whisking and whisking and getting that air in until you see that texture change. You don't want to see oil and egg anymore. You want it to be this gorgeous thing. And so there you have it. This is our ba, or butter mayo mixture. It's like Vietnamese butter is what I've seen it called quite a bit. I know it as, oh, can I have extra, please? It's my favorite part. Want more carrot in there. So we have our gorgeous French bread. I'm just gonna portion it into sandwiches. Here we go, there's one. Someone will get a little one. Maybe my niece or something. All right, slice this bread in half. You don't wanna slice it all the way through, just enough to open it up, like that. You can toast it up if you'd like. There we go. And of course, we have to cut our awesome pork belly. Let's do all of this. We're not skimping. All right, so we have the rest of our classic banh mi accoutrements. We've got some cut cucumber. I love when I get a bite of the jalapeno. I just sliced it nice and thin. I took that white part out. There's no seeds here. So really, you are getting some heat, but it's not gonna be too overwhelming. It's just a little bite compared to the rest of this. But don't quote me. If it's super spicy, it's not my fault, okay? The great thing about making this at home is you can put as much as you want and you're not gonna be charged extra. So open up your bread, just get a good spread. Traditionally, banh mi is served with this and a little bit of pate too. I don't have that today, and it's not something I'm gonna attempt to make just yet, but I promise it's still a fantastic sandwich without it. There we go. Make sure you go from edge to edge. You don't want them biting into a butterless part of bread. That just seems cruel. There we go. We're gonna start piling in our pork belly. You wanna make sure you get a bite of everything throughout this sandwich. A couple of slices of fresh cucumber, some jalapeno, then some cilantro. Could use the leafy parts. I like a little bit of both. I feel like keeping the stems in makes it a little bit less messy, and I like the way the stems taste too. I feel like there's a lot of flavor there that people miss out on. Those don't just go in your compost or in the trash, eat them. And then, my favorite, the carrots. Carrots and daikon. Just pile that on, right on top. There you go. Some banh mi basics to up your Vietnamese sandwich game at home. Make these pickled carrots, make that butter, and you're gonna have a lifetime of fantastic sandwiches ahead of you. I'm Isabel. Like and subscribe for more Asian food hacks and cheats. It's time to eat. Ah.